Beards, Books, and Bourbon is a spoiler-rich environment. If you haven't read or listened to this book, then you should probably go ahead and do that, because we're going to talk about it, and we're going to say all the stuff that you don't want us to say. So go back and read it, or listen to it on audiobook, and then come back and listen to us. Thanks so much, and enjoy the show.
Welcome back to Beers, Books, and Bourbon, everybody. I am Steven.
Are you sure? I'm Mark.
And we're glad to be with you once again. I had something else in my head, but I shifted mid-thought there, so my hesitation at the beginning there. But we are glad that you have joined us once again here in our garage studio. It is a lovely evening.
It is.
We are sitting out here enjoying a nice, warmer evening as we recorded this episode at the end of May. And we are doing a theme show tonight because we realized the last time we did a theme show was way back in good old October of 2025, and we like doing theme shows.
We do. It's certainly better than staring with empty eyes into the heart of a dumpster fire,
That's right.
your existence.
That's right. And we've got some interviews coming up. Episodes, of course, have been releasing, but we've got some important interviews coming up that we are waiting for. And so we decided tonight to kind of delve into the world of a theme show once again.
Yes.
To kind of bring that back for tonight. And our topic this evening is reality. And whether or not it is reality. So let me pose this question to set us off, and then you can introduce our bourbon for the evening.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Which is one we have not opened yet and has been sitting in our collection for a little while.
Indeed. At least a year.
Here's our opening question, or at least one that I was just kind of, thinking about as you were talking about the topic and whatnot.
You didn't consult ChatGPT again, did you?
No.
Okay, good. As long as the robot is not telling you what to say.
No.
Okay, good.
But it gives good ideas.
I mean, sometimes. But basically, it just gives all the ideas that have already been recycled.
And researched.
Yeah, it doesn't have its own ideas.
No.
At least we don't think.
It is yet.
Anyway, what's your question?
But this question, I think, has been, as you said, churned over and over again by philosophers, by poets, by songwriters, by podcasters like Mark and I.
By Jim Croce.
By if he could keep time in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
If all experience is filtered, like if we think about our daily life and what we see, observe, and experience, it is, and I would think you would agree with me, perhaps, maybe not, it is filtered through our brain.
Yeah.
Our brain processes our daily, phenomenological journey.
Indeed.
So if our brain is filtering our daily experiences, are we ever really actually experiencing reality directly?
I mean, no.
So it's through the filter, right? And so that just kind of sets us up a little bit. What's our bourbon for tonight, my friend?
Yes.
What do we got on the bar tonight?
Oh, Stephen, I'm so glad you asked that question, because now it gives me an excuse to take off my glasses. I might just keep these off for the rest of the evening. I'm going to sleep on Stephen's lawn anyway, so who cares?
That's right. One of these days we will be sharing a picture through Instagram and TikTok of Mark napping in the front lawn there.
That's right. I'll have to bring over my camping
You
gear.
did get locked out of your house once recently.
I did.
And you should have come back. And
No, I went to Denny's.
You
my
went
second
to Denny's.
home.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Got the
right.
ultimate omelet.
Omelet, coffee, glass of water.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was good. All right, so tonight's bourbon is Stork House. Down to earth, bold in flavor, 100% German rye, straight rye whiskey. 750 milliliters, 45% alcohol by volume, 90 proof. And there's a little bit on the back, but we will talk about that later.
So let's start with the brain again. Let's go back to the brain. I mean, obviously,
Let's go back to the brain.
neither of us are expert neurologists or brain scientists.
I'm pretty sure my brain is in my back.
I'm not sure where my brain is.
That's why
half the
every time I lay down, I have a stroke.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And I mean, I'm always fascinated by, and I think we've shared this before on the show. My older daughter has a rare condition that's a neurological condition, and we go to conferences regularly, and I'm just blown away fascinated by the level of research that the neurologists who are in the field do for her particular condition, but also just the way in which they talk about the brain as a as a journey, as a horizon, as an experiment, as something that is just incredibly
Right.
complex. There's so many ways we can go on how much of the brain we use, how much of the brain we don't use.
It's an information processing
Oh,
system
gosh.
and regulator.
And incredibly complex. And so when we go to these conferences and we talk about the particular syndrome that affects her as well as a lot of other kids, it's just incredible to note that much of what happens in the brain is on such a microscopic and electrical level that, I almost just, rather than actually processing the information that they're giving, I just like to sit there and listen to them talk about it because it's poetic in its own right. So
Speak to me, Dr. Finkelstein.
but
Tell
when
me
you
about
think
my
about
hippocampus.
the brain, though, again, I think about our senses, right? Like our senses are the ways we interact with our world, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the only way that we interact
It's the
with
only
our
one,
world.
touch, taste, smell, sight, sound.
Well,
You
I'm going to amend that statement.
and
It is the majority of the way.
yes,
It is the most obvious way in which we interact
Correct.
with the world around us, with
That's right.
reality.
that's right.
But then there's things like proprioception, where you understand in a completely different section of your nervous system, you understand where your body is in relation to space and objects around it.
That's right. That's right. And dreaming,
Right.
is another experience that we have
Right.
as human beings.
Right.
Um,
And according to the internet, if you take enough DMT, then you'll talk to interdimensional aliens
That's
as well.
right. That's right. They'll be in our front lawn waiting for you to lay down.
That's right.
And and then there's the whole idea of those who are missing a particular sense. If somebody is deaf, if somebody is blind,
Yeah.
or if somebody like my daughter has different experiences with their senses, then other ones pick up the slack or enhance themselves and move forward. But what's fascinating about the idea of senses is those two are interpretations.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. It's interesting because today, I had a really stressful day yesterday.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
The weather is changing. And so, there's a number of different factors that can affect my hearing loss
Yeah.
temporarily, on the short term. And today I also ran out of batteries for my hearing aids. So all day, I did not have my hearing aids in.
Right.
The only words I understood from my youngest daughter today was, "Daddy, are you wearing your hearing aids?"
Right.
And that was because she yelled it.
Right. The rest of the day.
The rest of the day, it was like walking around with cotton in my ears. It was just like I would see her open her mouth, I'd see her smile real big and start talking, and it would be
Right.
That was it. That's all I could get.
And that's all you were able to process.
Yeah.
It was coming in at a way that was impacted by the hearing loss that you experienced. And that perception of that reality was different for you. If I was standing there in that same room, in that same moment, my experience, because I don't have hearing loss, my experience would have been different.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In that moment, in that same moment.
Right.
So the idea, as you put the question to us prior to us starting the episode, are we experiencing, or where is reality? What is reality? Where
is
are
reality?
we experiencing? And what is reality is certainly a question that, you go back to Descartes, and his version of reality is the thought process. My reality is because I am thinking. Right? I am thinking, and so I am.
Right.
And he expounds upon that in various different angles and various different pathways, right?
Yeah.
In his long dissertation process there. And for him, that existence exists because of the fact that he's thinking about the existence.
Yes.
Our experiences from our children's experiences are different because they have different physical characteristics, mental characteristics, different talents.
Cultural.
Absolutely.
Because our senses are colored by our assumptions and expectations as well. Sometimes I hear what somebody's saying, and sometimes I hear sounds, and my brain tries to interpret those sounds.
Right.
And sometimes it's close, and other times somebody tells me that their dog wears their underwear only in October.
Right.
That's literally something my
And
brain
that's
translated once.
Right.
And I said, I'm
you're
sorry,
like,
I didn't hear that correctly. Could you try that again?
Right. But think of the difference in what that experience gave to you. But I mean, even think about, you and I can sit here and we can look at the flag of Beards, Books, and Bourbon that's behind me. We could probably...
Canada. Bourbon, we drink thee till the morning.
Yeah, we're not too far off. Not too far off. We started a little bit later tonight than we normally do.
Yeah. Well, we were trying to figure out a theme.
But we can agree, or we can loosely agree, that the flag behind us is a black background with a kind of a black and white beige type of illustration of our two heads.
Yes.
And black font of Beards, Books, and Bourbon. But that's not always the case. Do you remember, was this during COVID or was it before COVID? Do you remember that whole online debate of that picture of the dress?
Yes.
Okay, and
is it this color?
Is it
or
gold?
Is it that color?
Is it blue? I think was the two color or something like
yeah.
that. And I don't know what you saw. I saw a gold dress.
Apparently, it was age based.
So
because your eyes start to see different wavelengths depending upon the age that you are.
Yes, and that's one of the things. And I did look this up. That obviously this is the double slit experiment, right? Like either it acts as a wavelength when the light is fired through a light cannon through a piece of paper or a cardboard or whatever it was that had two slits cut in it.
Yeah.
Does the light get dispersed as a wave or as a particle? And depending on the observer, depending on the way that the experiment is set up, and I'm oversimplifying this, I'm not a physicist, right? And I'm not a physics teacher. I don't know the details of the way, but the way in which it's chose to be observed adjusts the way that it behaves.
Yes.
And I think the one thing that we listened to, you had just before we started the episode, there was an Instagram reel with that same experiment.
Yeah.
And the guy,
it takes the idea of that experiment.
Yeah.
And it scales it up. It says, okay, what if there's a quasar on the other side of the galaxy?
Right.
And the light from the quasar, because of gravitational lensing, gets pulled around the perimeter of the galaxy, either in one direction or the other, before it gets to our telescopes. So that light has to travel hundreds of millions, if not billions of years before it finally gets to us. But when we're looking for it in the telescope, if we're looking for it as if it was coming from the right, it will come from the right.
Right.
And if we're looking at it, if our expectation is that it's coming from the left, relatively speaking, then it's coming from the left.
That's right.
So
That's right.
how is it that it's only coming from one side or the other, and it's always coming from the side that we observe, or the side
right.
that we pick?
Measuring it changes the outcome.
Right.
I mean, it's behaving as a wave.
But it's billions of years old.
Right.
That trajectory should be a fixed thing, all things being
Way
equal.
before we are even around.
Right. It shouldn't be up to us. And it's really not up to us. Physics goes a lot deeper than that, right?
Sure.
Quantum mechanics goes
Sure.
a lot deeper than that. But it's either should be coming from both sides, and we can see it from both sides.
Either way, right.
Or it should be coming from only one side, and we should have to go looking for it.
Right.
Not just point the telescope and be like, oh, there it is.
There it is.
Knew it was coming from the left. Ha ha! Give me $1, Stephen. Why does it work like that? It shouldn't work like that.
Well, it becomes a situation where everything is like probabilistic until something forces a result.
Yeah.
You know, and we've talked about this before too, just in terms of some of our previous episodes and conversations around time, where even in our short distance between you and me here at the table,
Yeah.
everything is essentially
There is no present.
right.
Yeah.
So the reality, if reality is defined as a here is this real moment,
Yeah.
it's not, because you're already in the past to me every time we say something.
Right. Everything that's happening is happening in the past. Everything
Right.
that's already happened. We're simply receiving a recording of the action that took place. And then that recording is up to interpretation.
That's right.
Because we're not getting the raw data, we're getting the data as filtered through our senses.
That's correct. Like, I'm hearing your voice, fraction of a second of in the past, right? Because we are essentially just, I mean, we're here. But I'm interpreting your voice as it sounds in that moment in the past.
Which kind of bakes your noodle a little bit. Because if everything is a recording, right?
Yeah.
How do people interrupt each other?
Right. Fascinating question.
How does that happen?
Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Here's another thing. Your cell phone. Have you ever noticed that somebody will call your cell phone, right? And it stops ringing. You missed it. It stops ringing. Mm-hmm. But less than 10 seconds later, it will say that there's a voicemail. And the voicemail that you listen to will be anywhere from 15 seconds to a full minute long. But it was only 10 seconds between when the phone stopped ringing and the voicemail indicator
Was
came
left,
on.
right, yeah.
What is that all
So
about?
where did that happen?
Yeah. Exactly. What's lying to us? Is it the phone that's lying to us?
Is it us?
Is it us? Is it the phone
Time?
system itself? Like when we're talking to each other through a cell phone, is it not live? Is it again just another form of a recording, and it's even more attenuated because it has to get stuff through a phone line? Because that's the only way I can imagine that interval of time can happen so quickly that the phone stops ringing
and the voicemail.
Literally 5 seconds later, I get a voicemail indicator.
Yeah.
But that voicemail that I'm listening to is over 30 seconds long.
Right.
How?
Right.
Mike Wagner, tell me how.
Time. Oh. We got to pause.
Speaking of, we have to pause.
Pause.
Because
Alexa, stop.
It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? We're going to go find ours.
Not in reality.
I'm Grace Jones. It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Tell me!
Well, and when we have, and time filters into this too, and we've done a number of episodes on some really fascinating books on time, particularly a couple of books that we've done by Carlo Rovelli. both his thesis on white holes, but then also time and the passage of time.
Or penguins.
Penguinos.
I'm trying to do the way Benedict Cumberbatch incorrectly says the word penguin.
Penguin.
He can't do it.
Penguin.
You know what? So I've been trying to find a new popular science book for us to listen to and do on the show.
Yep.
And the problem is that we got spoiled with Ravelli.
Well, we did.
Because Ravelli had Benedict Cumberbatch as the narrator. And then he had some other British narrator doing it who just sounded so smooth. He makes everything sound amazing. And with all the other ones...
if you're doing a book on time, I think you need a British narrator.
Yeah, I think so too.
I just think you need that.
Right. Sir John Gielgud.
Perhaps all of time is centered within the British narrators.
Sir Laurence Olivier.
But, and that's the thing. I mean, we're sitting here in our garage studio enjoying some snacks, recording our bourbon, and yet we're spinning around at about 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah.
We're rotating around the sun.
That's so hot.
At tens of thousands of miles an hour, right? Whatever the speed is of the orbit. I'm ignoring you. The orbit. But we're also not stationary. You've seen those models, those video models where, people just kind of assume that the sun is sitting here and we're just going around the sun. But in addition to us going around the sun and all of us are actually like flying out, moving through space and time.
Yes.
And I think it's something like, I don't know, 300,000 kilometers per hour or whatever it is.
Right.
And then the galaxy itself is flying out,
right. And then the entire universe is expanding.
Yeah, right. And the entire universe is expanding.
And going faster all the time.
Yes, which that might be another themed episode, or maybe when we go on to... Oh, by the way, we are going to be launching a offshoot podcast, Midnight Theories. That might be something to talk about in a minute.
That's the working title, but it's probably what's going to be.
Yeah. We seem to like it, or sort of like it.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of experimenting and playing with it, trying to make it grow. We're hoping that we can give it sentience and that it will take over the world.
That's right, and it will no longer be Mark and Steven, but Olaf.
And
wait,
Jürgen.
Sorry, Jürgen.
Today we're going to talk about how the entire Earth is actually a giant Swedish meatball.
That's right. That would be good. I'd be okay with that.
I'd eat dirt every day.
I'd be totally fine with that. I'd be totally fine with that. But even that idea of time, and we talk about this. You and I have talked about this at length. We've seen it in a lot of the books that we reviewed on Beards, Books, and Bourbon. In addition to the nonfiction one with Carlo Rovelli and everything.
There is no anti-mimetic division.
All of that stuff, right? Even 14, when we did 14.
14.
I mean, gosh.
Lovecraft and Carter.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
When the Wolf Comes Home.
Everything.
Staircase in the Woods.
Intercepts, when we're going to be coming up on an interview for that book.
Yes.
Hallucinations and reality. That in and of itself is a reality.
Yeah.
Mind blow.
That'll be with author T.J. Payne.
That's right. But even, we get up, it's 11:08 p.m. Central Standard Time when we are recording this.
Yeah.
And I understand 11:09 now to be 11:09 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
In my world.
Right.
Is it 11:09 on the outer arm of the Milky Way galaxy?
No.
No, but what is it? Like, and again, Rovelli argues this. Time exists because we perceive it to be such.
Well, and, it just, and you go back to Einstein, time is relative. And what that means is time for me means something different for you, means something different for the family down the street, means something for the person who is sleeping in a penthouse apartment in a high rise. And it means something for different for people who are currently flying in a plane and they're
And
flying across the international date line.
Well, and let's think about the astronauts that just returned from the Artemis mission to orbit the moon recently.
Yeah.
They were 275,000 miles away from Earth.
Yeah.
Their experience of time.
Well, and we also know from Einstein's
vastly
equations.
different.
We know from Einstein's equations that as they escaped Earth's gravity and moved away from a gravity well, time started to move faster for them.
Correct.
Than it did for us.
Right.
I mean, time moves faster for the person who lives in the high rise.
That's
time
right.
moves faster for the person who spends most of their career in an airplane.
Right.
You know?
Does time move faster when I'm standing on our step stool to reach for the higher shelf bourbon that we have here?
Yeah, that's why you have such horrible looking hands.
Thank you.
Because they're just
Thank you. Thank you. I've just
they're
Mark
older.
is referring to my claws, my talons. Yes. I just creep along the sides of the walls when I go to bed. I just kind of scurry up the wall.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
as I get ready for bed.
It's both endearing and disturbing at the same time.
That's right.
He looks like
That's
he's
right.
having so much fun.
And I make some clicking noise as I go up the side of the stairs.
That's right. That's right. It's a little, the echolocation thing is a little much.
That's right.
But,
That's right. But we deal with it. We love.
Not
Steven.
everybody can see in the dark like I can. Anyway, whatever.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, and that's just that's just the big thing. I mean, we are structured by what we believe to be a 24-hour cycle and a 30-day month cycle, a 12-month year cycle, 365-day cycle.
Yeah.
And that's what we live by. But any of those things in a quantum mechanic and a subquantum level doesn't hold.
Well, so, one of the primary tropes of a horror movie or a horror novel, a horror story, is the distortion of perception.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And one of those oftentimes is the flow of time.
Yep.
Right? Somebody gets caught in a loop, or things seems to be moving slower, or
Yep.
things are moving faster, or they start missing time. There are periods that it seems like they're skipping down their own timeline.
That's right.
And what makes it horrific is the idea is that this is not normal. This is not how it's supposed to be.
That's right.
Except we don't know that.
We don't.
Maybe it is how it's supposed to be. Our perception of time is another filter,
Right.
that helps us. That more and more philosophers say that the brain is a filter helping to protect us from the truth of what reality actually is.
Well, yeah, which is a whole other conversation too. Like, is it a complete cosmic horror type environment? Or is it something on a different plane that we wouldn't be able to grasp, or if we tried to grasp it, we would just explode?
Right.
Or whatever. Right. Or
It almost reminds me of the Garden of Eden.
Well, yeah.
As a trope,
Is
right?
it something we should have known and somehow it was removed from our experience?
No. I'm thinking more along the lines of is the way that our brain acts right now. It is the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
Our brain is the garden. It protects us from everything outside of it.
Right.
It protects us
Right.
from the truth. If that were to get stripped away and we see how things actually work, would we be able to handle that?
Right.
Because the whole idea of that story of being exiled from the garden is that the world isn't what you think it is, and you're so much better for not having to know. Ignorance truly is bliss. But since you've insisted, you can't stay here anymore because you'll see through all the illusions. So you got to go. You got to go figure it out for yourselves.
That's right.
Maybe that's a next step for us. Who knows?
Maybe
someday we'll get another lobe somewhere in there inside of our skulls, and that will help us to perceive time from
Definitely.
a spherical standpoint rather than a linear standpoint.
And maybe our podcast will still be going.
Yes. it'll be the only thing that's still going. The rest of the universe will fall away
But our
because it was
podcast
all just an
shall
illusion.
echo.
It's going to be you, me, and the extra-dimensional DMT
That's right.
beings.
That's right. That's right. Welcome. We're coming to you today from Alpha Centauri.
That's right. That's right. Where are
What's
we,
our bourbon? Let's taste.
Are we the Robinsons? So Lost in Space? Alpha Centauri. Tonight's bourbon is Stork House. Down to earth, bold in flavor, 100% German rye. Straight rye whiskey, 45% alcohol by volume, 90 proof. And on the back, it reads, our straight rye whiskey is distilled from selected German rye and ages in individually toasted barrels made from American and German oak. It is the perfect partner for whiskey, highballs, and cocktails. Grain is German rye. Barrels are American oak and German oak. Tasting notes, caramel and spices, dark chocolate, and espresso.
Ooh, a little bit of coffee in there.
Yeah. So, I mean, right off the bat, I can almost smell the chocolate and the coffee, right?
Oh,
the
for
chocolate
sure.
and espresso.
I get more of the coffee.
Yeah.
Again, my perception of this particular reality.
I would agree with you there.
And indeed, we also talked on an interview with one of our distillers that the taste palette is going to be different from everybody. The tasting notes are suggestions.
I think most of our distillers had that in common.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I get espresso deeply on that. I really do. Do you enjoy? I just one of my students gave me a little teacher appreciation gift. It was the chocolate covered espresso beans, and
So
I love those, but I can't have too many at one time because I start to feel a little ill.
Oh, see,
But
I don't
they're-
have that problem.
They're so crunchy and so chocolatey and so delicious,
Here's,
and that's what I'm getting from that cup.
yeah, I get that too. But, you know, speaking of chocolate-covered espresso beans, I love the flavor of chocolate-covered espresso beans.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that the texture feels like I'm eating peanut shells.
Oh yes. Oh for sure. Yeah. Right. And it stays inside your teeth.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah,
It's
that
a hard
kinda,
thing. Yeah.
That kind of drives me nuts a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Like
I
I
agree.
wish that you could just like suck on them and then it would be socially acceptable to spit them out.
Or that the espresso bean was a little more chewy.
Yeah.
You know, in
yeah.
the center there. You know.
Or even if the espresso is just ground up and mixed in with the chocolate, they make chocolate drops.
Right.
With espresso powder
Right.
mixed into it.
Right. Maybe we should start a side business with that then.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm sure
Right.
our local confectioner won't be upset about that at all.
Not at all. Never. Never.
Actually, they probably wouldn't be. They probably laugh
No,
at us
it
and be
might
like,
be.
"Oh, that's cute.
Oh,
you
you-
guys go ahead and do that. When you close up shop, we'll buy your space."
Oh, you.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
You're so silly.
I like this, and we have not. I don't remember where I got this. I don't remember if it was gifted to me or if I picked it up. But we've held on this to held on that. My time is warping. We've held on to this for a while without opening it, and I like it.
Have we held on to it for a while?
Or has it been?
Or have we always had it?
Maybe we've.
What if our memories are false, Stephen, and we only remember having it, but it didn't actually come into existence until you went up the stepladder and reached for it on the top shelf?
That's too much for me to handle. I mean, that could very well be the case, right? I mean, let's take that out and stretch that into a full thing. Was it there until I got there?
I didn't honestly, I don't remember seeing it until you said it.
Huh?
I mean, I'm sure I have seen the bottle before, but but that was only the last time I saw it was when you showed it to me. And then I never saw it again until tonight when you reached up and you said, "Oh, the Stork House is up here," and you pulled it down. So, I mean, who knows?
And you're like, no, yeah, right.
You know, maybe this is bourbon Jesus. Maybe that's what this bottle is.
Yeah.
It's the second coming of Stork House.
Now we'll start getting letters from the Vatican. Now
I know, right? Right. We're gonna get excommunicated
Yes,
again
by the Pope. Yes.
again, right? You know, our chances of having Pope Leo on the show just keep declining every time I open my mouth.
I bet you if we sent him a message, maybe he would appear on the show.
Maybe. You never know. Or maybe he'll
there's a
invite
great-
us to. Maybe he'll invite us to Rome, and we can go to the Vatican rave. You know, he does like raves outside the Vatican. He's got that priest who's a DJ, and they do. Yeah, it's a dance
maybe
party,
we
baby.
could, maybe we could.
Got a
I
little
mean, I do
EDM
know
going on.
there's a great podcast out there called the Popecast. I don't know if you ever listened to that.
I don't think I've listened to
It follows the popes, and
Pope.
and the guy. I think the host is a guy, but anyway, sent some swag to the Vatican. And the Vatican sent pictures of the Pope opening the swag from the podcast, from the Popecast.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
And that's kind of cool.
I don't know if Pope Leo can appear on a show called Beards, Books, and Bourbon.
But maybe not.
You know, I mean, Pope
you
Leo
think
seems
we
to
could-
do whatever he wants to do.
Well,
so
he is, of course, the Vicar of Christ, so he
that's
can
right.
do whatever he wants.
That's right. You know,
But I wonder if he would do a little spot for us, maybe like a apostolic blessing for the show. What?
the Catholic Church officially endorses Beards, Books, and Bourbon, except for you, Mark.
That's right. Oh, you are a disappointment to your family.
I know that you're a convert, Mark, and we appreciate it.
So am I. So
We're glad that you brought your children in,
Well,
but you need to go.
we're pulling you out. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, we're pulling you out. Let's talk a little bit about. You've mentioned this. You mentioned this earlier. Oh no, actually, maybe we're not done with the bourbon yet, are we? Or are we moving on from the bourbon?
We should probably. Do you need a little more?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, I'm good.
I like the smoothness of. I like this one. I do. I think it's tasty. I like the espresso coffee-ish touch in there.
Are you getting any of the caramel and spices?
I'm getting more of the chocolate than the coffee. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
My perception, as it stands, as we're hurtling through space on this rock, is espresso and chocolate. Good night, everybody.
Oh, Canada, oh, land of yaks and cheese. I don't know that.
Oh, good. Now we're going to see our listeners drop off of.
No. Don't drop off. Canadians, you're brave people. Don't shy away.
Don't
Teach me
shy.
the song.
That's right.
We want you to send us audio voicemails and tell me how to sing the song correctly. You know what? If you get 10 people from Canada who will sing the song to me on a recording,
Yeah.
I will sing the song on the show after
On
I've gotten
the show.
10. We need 10, and then I will sing the song.
That's right.
I'll even get some of the students from the high school to back me up.
That would be
Some of the band students. I can do that. I know people. I have connections.
Good night, everybody.
No.
And
There
I just forgot what I was going to say. Dang it.
There is no good night.
Nope.
Because
there's
there's
not
time.
night. There is no night. There is no morn. Well, there is a morn in Neil Diamond's universe.
Well, so I had
September morn.
when my dad died, I did a eulogy, and I talked about the fact that my love of science fiction comes from him.
Yeah.
And we used to have these discussions and talk about different stuff, and at one point we had this conversation about the dimensions, right?
Yeah.
So the first three dimensions are length, width, depth, and then the fourth dimension is time. But it feels weird. We got onto this topic that it seems strange that for space and time are linked together. They're kind of zippered together, right?
Yes.
And space has three coordinates, right? For dimension. But time only has one. What if we can only perceive
One.
the one?
Right.
What if time has a corresponding
possibility.
coordinate for every coordinate that there is in space?
Right.
What if
Right.
time isn't a line, but it's a field or a sphere? And you can go forward and backward and around and back and through in any direction that you want if you
Any
have
number
the
of times, right.
perceptions
To be able to do that.
to then manipulate that. Yeah. Yeah. That's a cool idea.
It's a cool idea. It's a terrifying idea. It's fascinating to think about too.
Right. Well, it also I think in some ways it terrifies some people because it calls into question the idea of free will.
Well, and it's big thinking to it. Like, it's hard to wrap your head around it.
Sure.
You know, and yeah, you're right. The
All
idea
you
of
small people who
well,
can't
the
wrap your
idea
head
of
around
free,
it.
the idea of free will is such a universal concept within humanity that when you call that into question, it takes that choice away from you.
See, I get the spice.
Yeah, there's a little bit in there.
There's a little bit of cinnamon in there.
There's a little bit in there.
And I do get the caramel, but the espresso and the chocolate is I think the most prominent. Absolutely.
Those are the forward tastes in this particular bourbon.
Yeah,
be sure,
absolutely.
To be sure. But it's a nice bottle. It's actually a nice bottle. You know, I don't remember us deciding whether it's open or not, but it's there.
It's been waiting for us. Waiting until we decided that we need it in our lives.
Let's talk about scale.
Well, there's creams for that. Lotions,
Yes, there are.
essential oils,
Salves.
ointments.
Aquifer is nice.
Aquifer is nice. And if we need that gentle clean, there's the CeraVe. You know, there's a little CeraVe. It's great. It's
All
good.
those things work.
Yeah. It really helps with the scale.
My point is, everything we talk about or everything that we are discussing or the things that we are interested in researching, and sometimes you get these on your Instagram reels and you share with me or I share with you, whatever.
Yeah.
It depends on the scale. You have the quantum level.
Right.
You have the human level, so to speak. And
Right.
I use that as what we are, like our situation here. What we are seeing here is our scale.
Yes.
And then you have the cosmic scale,
Right.
which is the massive piece. And I'm sure, and all the in-betweens, right? Everything in betweens, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like when Einstein and all the physicists, the brilliant physicists that are out there are studying the quantum level, I mean, weird stuff is happening down there. Here, we just enjoyed a little bit of Wingstop. We're having a little bit of, cigars here, some bourbon, stuff like that. This is our reality. We can't perceive of the cosmic level either because it's so big. Everything all right over there?
Did you ever see the movie In the Mouth of Madness?
I don't know that I did. I don't know. I don't think so.
It's Lovecraftian horror. It's a John Carpenter movie.
Okay. I don't think I have.
And it's about this guy who is a private investigator, and he gets sucked into this kind of Lovecraftian kind of situation, and he's the straight man through it all, and he's the guy who keeps insisting that these things that are happening can't be real, that they're not reality, because reality is based in facts and order and measurable things. And it's only at the end of the movie that he finally cracks, and he cracks because he realizes that all things being what they are, he's not real. He's a character inside of this entire ball of madness that is really the foil on which everything else spins. And so it's him in a movie theater watching himself on the screen, struggling through all these things that have happened to him, and he's laughing maniacally because he finally realizes that Nothing is real. Not even him.
Fascinating.
We should watch that some night.
That would be good. We could do some movie reviews too.
We could.
But it makes me fascinated too when you listen to some biographies or read biographies about some of the, some of the classic thinkers out there, like Einstein. Like his thought experiments are what opened some of these things up to our understanding, or at least what we think our understanding is.
Yeah. Our understanding so far.
Our understanding so far, or at least things that seem to pan out in the calculations, in the mathematical observations, in the real time or not even real time observations. But I was talking to my son the other day, and he and I were outside in the evening, and he just told me to look up into the sky at the beautiful stars, how lovely they are. And I said to him, do you realize that those stars that you're seeing more than likely are no longer around?
Yeah, they're gone.
They're gone, and not just gone, but like long gone, right?
Right.
Long gone.
Right.
And then there's the whole article. There's almost every month or so there's a reminder article about the massive star
Betelgeuse going supernova.
But the way that the verb tense that we use is that it's going to go supernova when it probably already has gone supernova.
Well, no, by the time we see it, it's definitely already gone.
And it probably already has.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because now they're saying, like, well, we think that we might see it within the next, 20 years.
Right.
Well, that means it happened like 1 billion years ago.
Correct. Right. Which is incredible to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That one, I hope that you and I are still around to enjoy that one, because that one is supposed to be quite bright.
Yeah, I think that we will.
That one is supposed to be something that we will be able to see quite magnificently in the night sky.
Magnificently. Do you live life magnificently? Or is it deliciously? Deliciously. I'm thinking of the witch.
How do we live life deliciously?
With sweet creamery butter.
Just spread all over you.
And
there's the moon.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. But even the moon, I don't know, what is the rate of time that it takes the light bouncing off of the moon to hit our eyes? It's a second or two, right?
Yeah, because
I think
from the sun to the earth, it's 8 minutes.
Right.
So I imagine from the sun to the moon, it's like 7 minutes, 53 seconds, something like that.
And the moon to us,
yeah,
is short. It's short. I mean, Now, we link it back to a couple of... Your idea was the books that we had read. And one of the recent ones was When the Wolf Come Home.
Right.
And that was a reality-bending novel of a young boy who, based on his fears, his anxieties, his
Which, if you're going back into the catalog and trying to find that episode,
Yeah.
we didn't drop it because it was one of the episodes that ended up getting corrupted.
Yes.
So we'll have to go back and redo that at some point, because it was a good book.
It was a good book. But the what was happening around the boy and the other characters in the novel was caused by his ability or inability or whatever, or both.
Well, his ability to
create
reality at his whim
based on
and
his
have no
fear.
control over it.
Right. In this case, based on his fears, based on things that frightened him or made him concerned or gave him anxiety, right?
Right. So, he didn't even know. He's the observer that is altering the environment, but he doesn't even know that he's the observer.
That's right.
It's like Plato's cave. If the person inside the cave were watching the shadows on the wall, and then it turned out that they're the ones who are lifting their hands up in the air and making the shadows, and they don't even realize that they're doing it.
Right. But they're the ones doing it.
Doing it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, This is heavy stuff. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, this is stuff that's fascinating. We could talk about this for hours, I'm sure, and maybe we shall.
Especially the more whiskey that we drink.
That's right.
And then we could definitely talk about that.
And does whiskey shorten our, understanding of relative time and space? Right.
No, I think it plugs you into the reality of the
or
situation.
maybe it gives us a higher plane, right?
Wait, is
What?
it?
Yo, man.
How many days has it been? I thought we were only sitting here for half an hour. What do you mean it's Thursday?
Right.
How did
That's
we
fair.
go back in time?
Mark, help me.
I don't understand.
Billy, I don't understand.
Well, then we can weave in the whole idea too of consciousness, like what is consciousness?
Oh yeah.
With respect to reality, is consciousness simply the fact that you and I are here, we are awake, we are speaking, we are aware of our surroundings? Is that just the classic consciousness, right? Or is it a different version of reality every day? I don't know. It's
Frankly, I think I'm the only thing that's real. The rest of you are just figments of my imagination.
That's right. You're in one large, NPC game.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You're just an extension of myself, Stephen.
Projected onto the space of across from you.
Which is why I'll never hurt you, because I'd just be hurting myself.
That's right.
Wow.
But then
Yeah.
that means that
Okay.
every other person around you is also a projection of you, including the goat out at the farm and the milking cow. Moo. Makes me wonder if we are everything and nothing all at the same time.
I mean, we're all made from the same stuff.
Stardust, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Stardust.
Well, and more than that. I mean, think of all the cosmic rays that are involved. Think about the electromagnetism that's involved,
Yeah.
right? If there is no electromagnetism, then our atoms don't cohere.
Right.
We go poof.
Right, and just kind of evaporate. Yeah.
We're gone. We achieve ultimate entropy really fast when the entire universe goes Thanos and everything falls apart and
right.
and reaches universal equilibrium real quick.
Oh, gosh. Well, we definitely are not going to solve the idea of reality.
Yes, we are.
Nor are we going to ever stop talking about it.
No, we're not.
And we're going to let the whiskey do our talking from now on.
I mean, for tonight.
Already does.
Already does. Yeah. Stephen and I aren't in front of the microphones anymore. We're both asleep on the
We're
lawn.
sleeping, but you don't know that.
It's the bottle of Stork House using our voices.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. The bottle that did not exist. And
Well,
now
we
it
can
does.
we should do a show on AI though. That should be something we do on, because then that begs the question on is it conscious?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is what is that version of reality?
Well, and you'd mentioned before the double slit experiment, and we didn't go any further down that rabbit hole.
No.
But that inevitably leads to the multi-worlds theory.
Right.
And that leads to the thing that we saw on the internet the other day about quantum computers.
Yep.
And one of the theories being that quantum computers have such computing power because they are essentially at some level communicating with all the parallel versions of themselves. They're all talking to each other, which is how it can run all the numbers and all the variables because
So
it exists
quickly.
in all the variables, and then it comes up with an answer that is relevant for the particular dimension that we're in.
Yep.
Or the particular universe that we're in.
I'd like to meet myself in some of the other universes.
I don't think I would.
No, but I'd like to know. I mean, the idea is that every possible version of us in any moment exists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I have hair somewhere.
Yeah. And I'm unstoppable in probably most of them.
Right.
Yeah, baby. Oh, gosh. Equally hilarious and annoying. I think I'm falling more on the annoying side of things tonight.
Yeah, no, but there might be a universe in which our podcast is beards, books, and bunts, and we taste a different bunt cake every episode.
Bunt. ND or DT.
Yeah, or beards, books, and beer, or beards, books, and
boots.
Bondage. I don't know. There could be all kinds of versions of our BBB somewhere in there.
What are you smoking, Stephen? Essence of man.
Final thoughts.
Beards, books, and Barbarella.
Yeah.
I'm looking for Duran Duran.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Duran Duran. There's no such thing as final thoughts.
No, because it doesn't exist.
Right.
Or it does. Or it's being forced into existence.
Final suggests that there is a linear cause and effect.
That's right.
Of the comments that we make. And it assumes that we are exerting free will to come up with those particular comments.
That's right, baby.
If there is no such thing as time, if all time happens all at once, it means that the next words that are going to come out of my mouth are already predetermined.
Yep.
Maybe there's a certain amount of probability involved, but it's so infinitesimal when compared to the infinite worlds theory.
Yep.
That basically you can predict what it's going to be. You just know what I'm going to say.
Hell yeah.
That's why I'm going to say good night, everybody.
Final thoughts on the bourbon.
I like it. It's a nice kind of straightforward bourbon with a little twist, or a rye with a little twist, with that heavy chocolate and espresso. Mm-hmm. That was surprising because I thought that was going to be maybe on the back end, on the finish, or something like that.
It's strongly on the front end.
Very much on the front. Yeah.
Which I really like.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Well, friends, thank you once again for joining us here on Beards, Books, and Bourbon. Or if you did join us, or maybe we weren't being joined, maybe we're somewhere else. I don't know. Make sure you listen to us wherever you listen to us on all of your platforms, whether they exist or not, in any reality or not. Leave us some stars, even the ones that have gone supernova billions of years ago.
Wow.
Right?
Okay, then.
Check us out. Leave us some comments. We will either hear them or we won't, or they will be there or we won't, or when we read your comments, we will physically change the comments because we have perceived them.
And again, just here's your homework. The show's about to end.
Yeah.
Here's what you do. Pause right now. Hit that share button and send this episode to the 10 first people in your contacts.
That's right.
The 10 most interacted with contacts in your list, right? Whether you're listening to us, whether you're seeing our promo on Instagram, or you're listening to us on Apple Podcast or Amazon Music or Upcast or Downcast, Incast, Outcast, Spotify, Spot this, Spot that, Spot me, Spot you. Click that share button, share it with 10 people.
Yep.
And leave a little comment with, hey, been meaning to share this with you. I really like it. I think you'll like it too.
That's right. Check us out. Keep us going. We love this. Season 6 is rolling right along.
Rolling right along. Season 6. Why? It's turning into a Broadway show now.
I don't know. It sounds
kind of like Newsies.
It sounds more like a game show.
A brand new car!
And whether you are in reality,
whether you're Bob Barker or not,
or outside of reality.
Oh, I'm definitely outside reality.
If you're in a wormhole or outside of a wormhole.
Whether you're getting shot out of a white hole or getting sucked into a black hole.
And whether reality is, maybe it's not fake, but it's sure as heck not what you think it is.
If time is spherical for you,
rather than linear. And if you perceive us in your ears,
Or with your proprioception, because I'm hiding under your bed.
always remember that doesn't make any difference what time you're in. If you're not listening to Beards, Books, and Bourbon,
You are doing it wrong in every universe.
good night, everybody.
Good night.